Black Myth Woo!
Roughly 5 months ago, I talked about a game called Lilies, Quietest of the Nights. I've never really been that into Metroidvania games before, and this is a Metroidvania style game. But I got this one for free and I figured it was at least worth a try. And it was. I ended up having a lot of fun with the game as it plays really well, and the combat, though simple, is very engaging and allows you to get creative sometimes. But my favorite parts of the game weren't actually the gameplay. It was actually the visuals and music that really made me love Ender Lilies. Well, here we are now, and the second installment into the Ender series has arrived. Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist, is more of what you should expect from the franchise, and that's a good thing. Well, sorta. Anyway, I'll get to that. The gameplay is identical to the first one in just about every way, which is fine by me as the gameplay is good. I don't think that every sequel needs to be wildly different or make huge innovations to be justified as an existing title. Sometimes you just want more of the same thing with some little additions here and there, and that's what the game does. Things are still simple, but engaging, and at times also challenging. And just like the first game, I found the challenging parts to still be fair. But I don't actually want to talk about the gameplay that much in this video. I want to focus more on the one issue I really have with this game. Something that is present in the first game as well, though not as much from what I remember. I absolutely love the look and music of Ender Magnolia. Sometimes I find myself just standing still and absorbing the atmosphere, even though I'm supposed to be playing the game and not just look and listen. But I can't help it, it's that good. I feel like almost every background tells a story without having to say a word, and music adds to that so perfectly. But unfortunately, this game doesn't allow the visuals and music to do that on its own. If there's one major adjustment I would make to this game, it's that I would cut most, if not all, of the dialogue. The first game had dialogue too, like I said, but it wasn't that much. The main character was silent the whole game and only really spoke with body language and subtle facial expressions, whereas in this game, she talks to just about everybody. Compared to the first game, she's a chatterbox and I don't like that. There's also a lot more characters to talk to you as you explore the map, and again, I just wish they didn't speak. I believe it's very possible for this franchise to tell their stories with little to no dialogue and just let the visuals and music tell the story. Doing so may leave us with questions after we finish the game, but that's not a bad thing. It forces us to use our imagination. We should all want that from our stories, even video game stories. I would have loved to try and figure out what's going on, how my character feels as she explores and meets other characters. But instead, the game just tells me what she feels and what she's thinking. I'm sure the creators wanted to tell their story and really wanted you to not get lost or confused, so the idea of using dialogue can help with that, but I still think it should have been kept to a very small amount. Trust the audience is capable of asking interesting questions and is willing to put the pieces together in a way that either makes sense and or intrigues them to where they want to keep playing. If they do make a third Ender game, I hope they take a risk and really cut back on the dialogue and just let the visual storytelling do its thing. This is a creative enough franchise that I believe can do so. Despite all that, I still recommend this game to anyone who enjoyed the first one. Like I said, the gameplay is still really good. And I am of the opinion that when it comes to video games, the most important element above anything else is the gameplay. If the game's not fun to play, then the game's not fun. And this is a fun game. It's more of what you loved from the first game, just with a lot more dialogue. I don't think that's a deal breaker for me necessarily, and it probably won't be for you either. If you haven't played the first one, but are thinking about playing this one, I would rather you start with Ender Lilies. Not because that way you'll play things in order, but because I do think the first game overall is a better experience. I gave the first game a 4 out of 5, and I give Ender Magnolia Bloom into the Mist a 3 out of 5. But that still means it's a good game. I still recommend it, especially for $25, which is how much it cost me. I just think the first game is better, and it does mainly have to do with the fact that there is less dialogue. Therefore, I'm able to use my imagination a lot more with the main character and everything surrounding her. But this is still a very imaginative and creative game overall. Well, that's all I got. I'm Zach for Animen. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching! If you're not subscribed, be sure to do so by clicking here. If you are subscribed, we thank you for keeping the Animen dream alive. Be sure to check out our other content here and here. For even more content, be sure to check out the rest of our channel and be sure to follow us on Twitter by clicking the link in the description below. I'm Felicia, and I'll see you next time.